and there is a mass happening just outside of my hotel. Just heard the bells going. Can't hear a word they're saying because it's all in Italian, but just as I was about to do the live, they started the mass, so I thought that was really cool. Hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining in. I am live from Rome, Italy. That church was erected in, Frenzo, how old is that church again? 852? Was it? 1200? 12 what? My husband is saying 1292, but I don't know, it looked older than that to me, and felt older. I was in there earlier today to go and say some prayers. It is Saint Maria. What church is that again? My brain is going dead. Yeah, this is Saint Maria something church. Something Basilica. Anyways, it's a beautiful, beautiful church. And so here's the thing though. I had a lesson taught to me going into that church today when I went to go pray. So I love going and praying in all these really old churches and feeling the energy of intergenerational prayer, you know, all through the centuries. And okay, hold on, my husband found it. Yes, it is Papa Basilica of Saint Mary Major. That is the one. Okay, you read up on it and tell me how old it is, because it's really old. So anyways, as I was saying, I really love to go and pray in all of these different holy spots, you know, to just feel the layers, the imprints, you know, because we have nothing like this in Canada. Nothing like this. Canada is so new, and we wreck our places. We burn them down. We destroy our buildings, you know. But when you walk into these sacred places, you can feel the energy going up your legs, up your feet. As an empath, it can be overwhelming. So I gotta tell you the lesson I learned today. So I walked in, and I got to talk to you guys about the souls of countries, because I truly believe that countries absolutely have a soul, which is made up of every single soul that's in a country, right? Well, in Italy, the people are very passionate. They talk a lot with their hands, they're loud, they're very excited, they're very passionate people, but they can also be really rude. And as an empathic Canadian, you can't help but take it personally. So there was two pushy women that were in this line, that were budging in front of us. And it was just to get in to go and pray. We were going in there to pray. And so, you know, my human self's getting a little bit frustrated. And so we finally make it into the doors, and then I look around and I see all the gold and I see the opulence of this church. And I got really mad almost, because it was like, there's starving people out there. There's people out there that we can't, that their governments aren't taking care of. You know, there shouldn't be starving people. That should absolutely be something that we talk about in the history books. We know better. We need to do better as a human race. So I'm thinking of this, and I'm, you know, feeling that anger. So I start praying, because that's not the place to feel anger. And so I was like, Lord, help me to understand why something like this is okay. And what I immediately saw was God is everywhere. God is on your knees in front of your bed. You are the temple, you are the church. But people needed a place to go in a time of war, in a time of hardship, in a time of grief. And God's house was made in opulency because that was their sacrifice. That was their way of honoring God and giving the respect and sacrifice. And so I get it. I got a glimpse of that. It was just it was a deeper understanding that it was like, oh, okay, I get it. They want it to be that representation of heaven on earth. But what I struggle with is I'm not Catholic. I was brought up a born-again Christian. But like I said, I believe that God is in every church, every religion. It's not about religion. It's about a sacred connection that when you're ready, it's like a two-way radio station that you can listen to if you choose to all day. And when I ask questions, I get answers. And that's how I do my job. I ask questions for the person in front of me, and it's like a conversation that just starts to form and I get the answers. So, how old?
It's 1,593 years old.
It is 1,593 years old. So when was it born, or when did they make it?
400, founded in 432.
See, told you it was really big, or really old. 432 BC? BC. Obviously, yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oh, not BC. Sorry, AD. Well, that's what I meant. That is what I meant. So 432? 432? That's so crazy. That is so crazy. Think of the amount of prayers in that place. So anyways, as I'm sitting there getting this little download, this little, I don't know, history, spiritual lesson from sitting in a Catholic church in Rome, I saw the layers, and I actually saw murder in the church. It's sad what has happened in these European countries. And like I said, there's imprints in all of these places that have survived, centuries and centuries of people and stories and history, war, all of it leaves an imprint. And so just being able to go through it it's quite fascinating to be able to feel the energy of these different sacred places, including in Greece, going to these different temples like the Temple of Apollo. It never even occurred to me that mythological gods could have actually maybe been a thing. Where did that idea come from? The same thing with Jesus. He's written about in the books, but what makes him so important? Did you ever wonder that? Even our history is based on this man's life. For me, I want to know who he is. He was so impactful that everything is centered around him. To me, it's like, yeah, I want to know who you are. And if I can talk to a deceased loved one, you better believe that you can talk to Jesus. You can talk to anyone that's not in their human form. That's why I say it's like a big grand radio station, that if you know the dial, the frequency of who you're looking for, so how do you, we'll say, get a hold of Jesus, right? It's like picking up the phone. How do you? You match the vibration that which you want to receive from. So, for example, what were the teachings of Jesus? It was love. It was kindness. It was empathy. It was healing. Those are his energetic signatures, right? It's just like looking for a missing person. When I'm looking for a missing person, I'm looking for their energetic signature. If I want to hear from Jesus, per se, I'm looking for his energetic signature to then merge with mine so that I can hear that stream of information. And in these beautiful holy places, you can feel it. But I feel that it's because the people being in those places and imprinting their prayers over and over and over within those walls, right? I don't know. It's just interesting to me. Okay, I'll have a look at the comments. It's been a long day. Nice to see you on, Melissa. Okay, tell you what you're feeling, what I'm feeling. Okay, I will tell you guys this. So, the soul of a nation. Just like we all have a soul and an energy and an energetic imprint, well, the more people that share the same paradigm, share the same energy, you're going to leave a bigger geographical imprint, right? Well, within that geographical imprint, now we're looking at countries. Countries have a soul. We are individuated parts of the soul of our country. So I want you to think of it this way. What are Canadians known for? We're known for sorry, please forgive me, thank you, helping your neighbor, maple syrup, hockey. What's the heart of our nation? Kindness. I think Canada's pretty cool. However, you gotta go to Greece. I've never seen anything like the kindness of the nation of Greece. The kindness, pure kindness. You can see it in their eyes. It's in their energy. It's in the way they greet you. It was really cool to experience the soul of Greece, right? Now think of the soul of Italy. It's like I was saying, it's passion, it's colorful. Even their fashion is colorful, which I have to say, it's colorful. However, everybody's wearing black out there, and everybody's got black hair. So you can only imagine this blonde-haired Canadian wearing pink and white, stood out like a sore thumb all day. Wasn't thinking that through when I packed my luggage. I don't like to wear very many dark colors. Anyways, I'm into color therapy, using that also as a way to bring more light in. In a sea of darkness, I want to be the light. So, in Italy, I was standing out. But anyways, so think about what I'm talking when I say the energy of a nation. Ireland, the soul that I felt in Ireland was family togetherness. And I'm not just talking about blood relatives. I'm talking about they are also a beautiful culture that would give the shirt off their back for someone in need. They stand up for their people. They're feisty. They're brave. They're warriors. What are the fighting Irish known for? It's a vibe. It's the vibe of the country, right? So, where was I going with this? I was going somewhere with that. Oh yeah, after doing the traveling, because I've only recently, over the last few years, started traveling internationally. It's amazing to be able to feel the differences in energies of the souls of the countries, because yes, there's hot spots all over the world where the energy is completely different. And I feel that it's a calling. When you're called to these hot spots and, the universe just clears up everything so that you can make it happen and you can travel and go to these places, I kind of feel like, okay, we may be being called there, to travel and vacation or a holiday for a birthday or whatever, on a 3D level. I know we get downloads in different places. And when the energy is different, I don't know. Just it's easy to be able to get clarity. Think about it. How often have you gone on vacation and all of a sudden you get clarity, right? Well, what kind of a download did you receive when you were on vacation? Maybe you were called to that area because you were ready for the next step in your life. And I know that a lot of people are right now. You're being called to step forward. Life is going to push you and show you who needs to let go of, who you need to let go of in your life. There's a lot of that going on right now. Don't ignore it. Let them go with grace and ease. Don't hate the people on the way out. They're characters in your book. Look at people that way. They're characters in your story that you are creating, that we are co-creating, that we are leaving as an imprint in history because we are the creators of this future that we are living right now. Like, think way deeper than 3D, and you'll understand that each and every one of us are here on a mission. And the quicker we understand that, the quicker and the easier it gets. It makes it so much easier to let go of everything, not sweat the small stuff. That's for sure. I had a wonderful birthday. Thank you. Favorite church is in Bologna, and it was built by the people, their own funding. That's amazing. Hi from Michigan. Hi, Sandy. Thanks so much for joining in. Benny, thanks so much for joining in. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a looky-loo of what my view is from the hotel terrace. Whoops. Hold on. There's a big mass happening there. Oh, and I will say this. Okay, it is hard to squeeze in these lives and be on vacation, but I really love sharing this stuff with you. And it helps me to document, if I ever have dementia or anything, I can look back on this and go, I was there. But anyways, listen. So I'm going to the Vatican tomorrow. And I'm also going to the Roman Colosseum. I actually want to go live from the Roman Colosseum. I'll tell you guys what time we're there tomorrow, because I want you, all my empaths that are watching, join me tomorrow live and let's do the walkthrough together. The reason why this is a big deal for me is back in, at least 10 years ago, when I was learning at the Monroe Institute, I was learning how to do remote viewing. And one of my targets, and keep in mind, when you're doing target practice, it can be a person, place, or thing in the entire universe. It can be anything, okay? So one of my targets was the Roman Colosseum. And I remember having a massive reaction to it, where I felt panicky. It was like, get me out of here. I felt sick to my stomach. So I'm very, very curious. And I remember even saying to my husband after that class, I'm like, I wonder if I died there in a past life or something, because I do remember a couple of my past lives. It would be rather interesting if all of a sudden I'm having flashes of that place, because I don't know. Or I could have just been picking up on the energetic imprint of all the trauma and bloodshed that happened at the Roman Colosseum. So who knows? However, I want to go live from there. So if you're an empath, if you're one of my peeps who have taken remote viewing training from me, come feel it with me. Come feel it with me. What time are we going to be there, Frenzo? Roman Colosseum. Is it 4:30? 4:30 our time? 4:30 our time. Now I'm in Rome, so we got to count back 8 hours. And that's 8 hours. 8:30 a.m.
Oh no, we're
No.
8 hours ahead.
We're 8 hours ahead. So is that 8:30? 8:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. I have no idea what time zone I'm in. And that's a wonderful feeling. So anyways, it's going to be happening at 4:30 p.m. Rome time, which we are 8 hours behind Calgary time, Mountain Standard Time. So 8:30 Mountain Standard Time. Look out for me. Now listen, actually, I'll set it up. I think I'll set it up for 5. So 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, because we're arriving at 4:30. So I need to kind of F off into my own little corner and set up the live and stuff. So 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Okay? Okay. One more little peekaboo at the street. Oopsie. Sorry. Okay, one more. I'm lost. Now I have to see what that is in my time zone. Sav, where are you? So it would be 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Mountain Standard Time. Yeah. Oh, and hey, if you guys subscribe to my channel, I think you get the little notifications for it too. I'm not sure. And thanks for anyone who jumped on, last minute. And I know these are so last minute. Eastern Standard Time. So that would be, I think, 12, because I think you are 3 hours ahead of Calgary. I'm pretty sure, if you're Eastern Standard Time. Or is it 2 hours? Friendzo, Eastern Standard Time, is that 2 hours ahead of Calgary? I don't get the notification on time. It's 11 in the East. Thank you, Jenna. I really suck. Yeah, I really suck at time zones. So 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. Calgary time, and 5 p.m. Rome time, because I don't know the time zone to Rome. Okay, hold on. Look, and their ambulances sound different. Are they coming up the way? No, they're not. Okay. So there it is. They're at church at 9:30 at night. And if I can take you inside the Vatican at 11:30 a.m., I will. So put on the notifications, okay? Okay, I'm off to bed because we've been up really early this morning getting off the boat and stuff. Yeah, we're done the cruise. So we only have a couple more days in Rome and I'm back home. So anyways, okay. Love y'all, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Have a great day. Have a great day. Love you.